The Johnsons had always dreamed of owning a Victorian mansion, and when they found the perfect one, nestled in a quiet neighborhood, they couldn't believe their luck. The house was grand, with intricate woodwork and stained glass windows that caught the light in the most mesmerizing way. Little did they know the mansion held a sinister past, shrouded in mystery and whispers of misfortune that befell its previous occupants. As the family settled in, they began to notice peculiar occurrences that seemed to defy explanation. At first, it was just the occasional creak of the floorboards or a flicker of the lights, but soon the disturbances became more pronounced. Shadows danced along the walls, and the air was filled with an unsettling chill that seemed to seep into their bones, growing more intense with each passing night. Their youngest daughter, Emily, started speaking to someone she called her special friend, who only appeared when the sun dipped below the horizon. Emily's conversations grew more disturbing as she described events that had transpired in the house long before their arrival. Gruesome tales of despair and violence that no child should ever know. Her parents, initially dismissive, soon realized that Emily's friend was more than just a figment of her imagination. Objects in the house began to move of their own accord, sliding across tables or toppling from shelves without any apparent cause. The nights were filled with blood-curdling screams that echoed through the halls, chilling the Johnsons to their core and robbing them of sleep. The family found themselves teetering on the edge of sanity, trapped in a nightmare that seemed to have no end. Desperate for answers, they called in a paranormal investigator who uncovered a hidden room in the basement, concealed behind a false wall. Inside, they found ancient occult artifacts and the remains of those who had once lived there, their souls seemingly trapped in eternal torment. The discovery only served to anger the entities further, their presence growing more malevolent with each passing day. Fearing for their lives, the Johnsons made the difficult decision to flee, abandoning their dream home to the darkness that dwelled within. The mansion, now a hollow shell of its former glory, stands as a testament to the horrors that lurk within its walls, continuing to claim new victims who dare to cross its threshold. The whispers of its haunted legacy echo through the town, a chilling reminder of the supernatural forces that remain, waiting in the shadows. Naomi, a college student, eagerly packed her bags for a solitary fall break at her family's remote cabin. Nestled deep within a vibrant forest, the cabin promised a peaceful retreat from her hectic academic life. The trees, adorned in hues of amber and crimson, whispered of tranquility, luring Naomi into their embrace as she arrived, ready to unwind and immerse herself in nature's beauty. As dusk descended, the forest transformed into a shadowy maze, with the wind weaving eerie tales through the branches. Naomi, initially comforted by the crackling fire inside the cabin, soon found herself on edge as strange rustling sounds echoed from the darkness outside. The once soothing whispers of the leaves now seemed to carry a sinister tone, and Naomi's heart raced with every gust of wind that rattled the windows. Determined to uncover the source of the unsettling noises, Naomi ventured outside, her flashlight slicing through the inky blackness. Her breath caught as she stumbled upon an ancient gnarled tree, its twisted branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The leaves rustled with an uncanny familiarity, whispering her name in a haunting chorus that sent chills down her spine. Panic surged through Naomi as she rushed back to the cabin, only to discover that her escape routes were blocked by fallen trees, their massive trunks forming an impenetrable barrier. The forest, once a haven, now felt like a living entity conspiring against her, its sinister presence closing in. Desperation clawed at her as she realized she was trapped with no way to call for help or flee the encroaching darkness. Inside the cabin, the atmosphere grew oppressive as roots began to snake through the floorboards and branches clawed at the windows with relentless fury. Naomi's sanctuary was under siege, the forest's malevolence manifesting in every creak and groan of the wooden structure. Her mind raced, searching for a way to appease the vengeful spirit that seemed to animate the very woods around her. In a heart-stopping confrontation, Naomi faced the malevolent spirit of the forest, her resolve steeled by the will to survive. She pleaded with the ancient entity, offering respect and understanding in hopes of quelling its wrath. As dawn's light broke through the tangled canopy, the forest's grip loosened, allowing Naomi to escape its deadly grasp, forever changed by the harrowing night she endured. A team of archaeologists, driven by the promise of fame and discovery, unearthed an ancient Egyptian tomb buried deep beneath the scorching sands. Despite the fervent warnings of local villagers, who spoke in hushed tones of a powerful curse, the team pressed on, dismissing the tales as mere superstition. Eager to uncover the secrets of the past, they ignored the ominous signs that surrounded the tomb's entrance, a decision that would soon haunt them. As they stepped into the tomb, the air grew thick and heavy, and an eerie silence enveloped them. The only sound was the faint echo of their footsteps, soon joined by strange whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls. An oppressive feeling of dread settled over the team, as if the tomb itself was alive and watching them, waiting for the right moment to strike. It wasn't long before the team members began to experience terrifying hallucinations, each more vivid and horrifying than the last. Shadows danced along the walls, and ghostly figures appeared in the corners of their vision, vanishing as quickly as they came. Some team members were plagued by unexplainable physical symptoms, their bodies racked with pain and fear, driving them to the brink of madness. The lead archaeologist, entranced by the mysterious hieroglyphs that adorned the tomb's walls, became obsessed with deciphering their meaning. In his relentless pursuit of knowledge, he unknowingly unleashed a malevolent entity that had been trapped within the tomb for centuries. As he worked tirelessly, the entity grew stronger, feeding off his obsession and the fear that permeated the air. With each passing day, the entity began to manifest in the physical world, its presence heralded by a chilling wind that swept through the camp. Team members and nearby villagers began to disappear, their bodies never found, leaving only a trail of blood and terror in their wake. The remaining archaeologists, now gripped by fear, realized too late the true nature of the curse they had awakened. The surviving members, haunted by the horrors they had witnessed, knew they were doomed to be hunted by the ancient evil for the rest of their lives. The entity, now free from its tomb, would stop at nothing to exact its vengeance, a relentless force of darkness that would forever shadow their every step. In their quest for discovery, they had unleashed a terror beyond their wildest nightmares, a curse that would never be broken. The air was crisp and the leaves crunched underfoot, as a group of friends decided to explore the old orchard that lay on the outskirts of their town. The sun was setting, casting long shadows that danced eerily among the gnarled apple trees. Despite the chill in the air, a sense of adventure warmed their spirits as they made their way deeper into the orchard, their laughter echoing in the stillness of the evening. As they ventured further, the trees grew denser and the path less distinct, until they stumbled upon a sight that made them pause. Hidden among the overgrown branches was a farmhouse, its wooden boards weathered and its windows shattered, giving it an air of forgotten secrets. The friends exchanged nervous glances, curiosity battling with a growing sense of unease. But the allure of the unknown was too strong to resist. With each step they took towards the farmhouse, the atmosphere seemed to shift. Strange whispers floated on the breeze, and the rustling of leaves seemed to follow them, growing louder and more insistent. It was as if the very orchard was alive, watching and waiting, and the friends felt a chill that had nothing to do with the autumn air. Their exploration led them to a dusty, cobweb-laden corner of the farmhouse, where they discovered a journal, its pages yellowed with age. As they flipped through the pages, their eyes widened in horror at the accounts of grotesque experiments conducted within these walls decades ago. The journal spoke of attempts to bridge the gap between life and death, and the friends felt a creeping dread settle over them. Realization dawned on them with a terrifying clarity. The whispers were not just figments of their imagination. They were the voices of those who had been subjected to the experiments, souls trapped between worlds, unable to find peace. Panic surged through the group, and they knew they had to leave before they too became part of the orchard's dark legacy. With hearts pounding and breath coming in ragged gasps, the friends fled the farmhouse, the whispers chasing them until they reached the safety of the road. Though they escaped physically unharmed, the knowledge of what lay hidden in the orchard haunted them. Each fall, as the leaves turned and the air grew crisp, they would remember the whispers and the shadows, knowing that the orchard's secrets would continue to ensnare the unwary. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the abandoned orchard as a group of friends, driven by curiosity and the thrill of adventure, decided to explore its forgotten depths. The air was crisp and carried the scent of fallen leaves crunching underfoot as they made their way through the tangled branches. Laughter and chatter filled the air, but a sense of unease lingered, as if the orchard itself was holding its breath, waiting. As they ventured deeper into the orchard, the friends stumbled upon an old, dilapidated farmhouse, its silhouette barely visible through the thick, overgrown trees. The structure seemed to sag under the weight of time, its windows dark and hollow, like eyes watching their every move. Intrigued and a bit apprehensive, they approached, the air growing colder as they neared the ominous building. Once inside, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Strange whispers began to echo through the empty rooms, accompanied by the unsettling sound of rustling, as if unseen figures were moving just out of sight. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their earlier bravado fading as the whispers grew louder, more insistent, wrapping around them like a chilling embrace. In a dusty corner of the farmhouse, they discovered a weathered journal, its pages yellowed with age and filled with frantic scrawls. As they read, horror unfolded before them. The journal detailed horrific experiments conducted in the farmhouse decades ago, experiments that twisted the boundaries of science and morality. The realization hit them like a cold wave. The whispers were not just echoes of the past, but the voices of those who had suffered, trapped in a cycle of torment. Panic surged through the group as they understood the true nature of the whispers. These were the restless spirits of the victims, bound to the place of their suffering, seeking release or perhaps revenge. Heart-pounding, they fled the farmhouse, the whispers now a cacophony urging them to leave, to escape the clutches of the orchard's dark history. Breathless and shaken, the friends finally emerged from the orchard, the chilling whispers fading into the distance. Yet the knowledge of what they had uncovered lingered, a haunting reminder that the spirits remained, waiting in the shadows for the next unwary souls to wander into their domain. The orchard, once a place of innocent curiosity, was now a memory etched with fear and the chilling presence of the past.